Emmanuel Nwude Odinigwe, popularly known as Owele of Aba, Ghana, is known as the biggest scammer in the history of Nigeria after he sold a fake airport to a Brazilian man called Nelson Sakaguchi for the sum of $242 million. Till date, Emmanuel Nwude's crime is known as one of the biggest banking fraud in the history. The crime also became one of the phenomena that gave rise to internet fraud, commonly known as 419 in the world. Even before internet fraud became a global issue, Emmanuel Nwude had committed one of the biggest scams in the world. He successfully scammed the director at Brazil Banco of $242 million, $191 million in cash, and the remainder in the form of outstanding interest between 1995 and 1998. Specifically, his fraud was the third largest banking scam in the world after Nick Leeson trading losses at Berin Bank and the looting of the Iraq Central Bank of Hussein. As a banker and former director of Union Bank of Nigeria, Emmanuel Nwude's position made him privy to some links, information, and documents to his disposal. Hence, it was easy for Emmanuel Nwude to impersonate Paul Oguma, the then governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN), and thereafter persuaded Mr. Sakaguchi to invest a new airport in FCT Abuja in exchange for a $10 million commission. The attractive commission was enough for Sakaguchi to agree to pay over $191 million in cash and the remainder in the form of outstanding interest to Emmanuel Nwude. The fraud was not discovered until close to 3 years after. In August 1997, when Spanish Banco Santander wanted to take over the Banco Noroeste Brazil, during a joint board meeting, an official from Santander inquired about why a large sum of money, that is 2/5 of Norete total value and half of their capital, was sitting in the Cayman Islands unmonitored. A criminal investigation was carried out in Brazil, Britain, Nigeria, Switzerland, and the United States of America. While the sales of the bank proceeds, the owners of Banco Norete Bank paid $242 million bill before it collapsed in 2001. As investigation over the international scam continued, former President Olusegun Obasanjo created the Economic and Financial Crime Commission (EFCC) in 2002. In February 2004, Emmanuel Nwude and his gang were arrested and charged in the Abuja High Court with 86 counts of fraudulently seeking advance fee and 15 counts of bribery and related cases. However, they pleaded not guilty at first, but the court was strict as the Abuja High Court, led by Justice Lawal Gumi, warned them of bribing any court staff. Emmanuel Nwude was further charged with attempted bribery of Nuhuribado, the then chairman of the Economic and Financial Crime Commission (EFCC), with $75,000 cash, as well as an attempted kidnapping of a prosecution witness. Emmanuel Nwude pleaded guilty after testimony from Sakaguchi in hopes of a more lenient sentence, and was later sentenced to 29 years in prison with a hard label. The whole of Emmanuel Nwude's assets were confiscated, to be returned to the victims, and a $10 million fine was imposed to be paid to the Nigerian federal government. It was the first major conviction for the EFCC. Emmanuel Nwude was released from prison in 2016. After his release from prison, he filed a lawsuit to recover his seized assets on the ground that some of the assets were acquired before he committed the offense. He has already reclaimed at least $52 million from his seized assets. Emmanuel Nwude was later arrested again in August 19, 2016 on a 27-count charge including murder, attempted murder, and terrorism. Emmanuel Nwude is presently sitting at Arkham Prison in Gotham City in Anambra State, awaiting trial for murder and other various related crimes. On August 19, 2016, the town of Ukpo in Dunukofia, local government area of Anambra State, was attacked by over 200 people, apparently due to a land dispute with the neighboring Abagana community. 4 policemen were shot in the process, and Emmanuel Okafor, a security guide at a construction site, was killed during the fight. The Anambra State Police Command alleged that Emmanuel Nwude was a ringleader and arrested him on 27-count charges bordering on murder, attempted murder, and terrorist attack. He was being held at the Oka prison in Anambra State, but was released on bail on December 8, 2016. On Thursday, 25th February 2021, Emmanuel Nwude, while testifying before Justice Mojisola Dada of the Ikeja Special Offense Court, denied knowing the source of the $242 million that was transferred into his bank account. Emmanuel Nwude, after serving part of his 25-year jail term, is back in court again alongside 2 lawyers, Emmanuel Ilechukwu and Roland Kalo. The 3 of them are facing a 15-count charge of forging the documents of a property Justice Oyewole had earlier ordered Emmanuel Nwude to forfeit to his victims. The property is located at Plot Y, Mobolaji Johnson Street at Oregun, Alaosa in Ikeja, Lagos State, Nigeria. Justice Mojisola Dada adjourned the case until 24th May 2021 for continuation of his trial. Emmanuel Nwude has been duped by the media as the biggest Nigerian scammer in history.